As a kid, I would constantly watch episodes of shows that I found to be really entertaining at the time. My favourite show happened to be something called Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids. To put it in a more simpler term, it was basically a show that would have scary stories animated and told in a weird format to mainly scare you a little bit. I can't really recall it being super scary aside from the puppet used, which was known as Uncle Grizzly for some unknown reason. That was the only real thing that kind of unsettled me a little bit. If anything, it was more or less just the emptiness that you could see within his eyes and how it more or less just stared into your soul. Anyway, the source of today's topic isn't about the doll or whatever they used, it's more or less about a hidden episode that I don't think anyone else came across. It was released around 2001, 2002 maybe. I think at the time I was only about 4 or so when I was watching the episode. It started off pretty normal, with the title card showing up and everything. The intro played as normal, with the classic theme that goes along with the episode and the live action scenes. It then cut to the doll or Uncle Grizzly, and he then stated what the episode was going to be about. The tale began with the title card being Progressive Madness. Now, as a kid I wasn't able to read the title fully, considering it was a bunch of big words, but obviously I did hear it, and thus knowing what the episode was going to be, I thought it was going to be something in the normal realm, something that we'd expect to see from the show. However, instead of being introduced into a relatively normal setting at first, and then the rather creepy stuff happening right after, it was thrust into a household that seemed to be rather torn apart, and the living conditions were awful. The main character's name was Jimmy, and, well, he was a normal kid really, almost kind of like everyone else. He had a good family, albeit the house he was living in wasn't the best, but everything was okay, still a little bit off-putting, but okay for the most part. It then cut to Jimmy just walking to school, and the bully in this episode, or at least what appeared to be some kind of bully, mainly just kept harassing him throughout the entirety of this clip. It then cut to Jimmy wanting revenge and sitting on his bed in his room when his mother came in to check how he was doing. He stated that he was fine and that he just wanted some time to rest, and from there, the episode just kind of cut into a break. From what I remember in the next part, he was sneaking out in the middle of the night and going to one of his neighbor's house. Shockingly, the bully's house. He snuck in through the window and brutally murdered him, gashing at the throat, and after that, leaving through the same window he crawled into. I then looked away and my eyes began to tear up. After witnessing all the blood in the episode, I didn't really want to look at it anymore, and I was about ready to turn off the TV when it fast forwarded to what appeared to be a different part of the episode. It then cut to what appeared to be the school setting they were in a couple of clips before, and this time the bully was nowhere to be seen, not even in the same classroom, just an empty seat where I'm assuming he would have sat. The boy could then be seen sinisterly smiling as this part of the episode ended and then went into the final part as it fast forwarded. It then cut to the terrible home life and the conditions of the house getting worse as the parents then said that they were going to have to leave. So they found a new house, except when they got him back into a new school, he had another bully again, this time wanting the same spark of revenge that he had in the previous part of the episode. He set out to kill the other bully. Knowing what was about to happen, I just remember looking away and the muffled audio of screams being heard throughout that part of the episode. It then cut to the kid smiling again, but this time sitting on his bed in his room, looking up at the ceiling. And then the episode then started to cut to black. The screams could be heard. It then cut back to the narrator, or Uncle Grizzly, as he's known as. He then said in a rather deep voice that you can have revenge, but it does come at a cost. The cost being progressive madness. The episode then ended and the regular time slot of other episodes would come on. I remember watching this show a lot on the British network, CITV. I think it still airs to this very day, but I haven't checked, and to be honest, after reliving the events of this episode, I don't think I want to. Because I'll be honest, it does kind of drive me a bit to progressive madness.